I played some fantastic games in 2024. I'm here with my good buddy Cax, I'm Flash, and every game on this list has a slightly different audience for it, and you'll find there's a lot of variety in this, and I've got a few that I really want you to try. You really have to take these home with you.
Yeah, that's really neat.
Okay? So let's get right to the video.
Okay.
My first is actually a nostalgia pick.
Interesting.
This is G.I. Joe, Battle for the Arctic Circle.
Okay.
So this game...
Very interesting.
You've played original Axis and Allies?
Yes. Know it.
So immediately you will recognize the game mechanisms for this.
Okay.
It is a very different feel because it's more asymmetrical.
Right.
Different variable player powers, so there's
Yep.
4 different characters you're playing, and I wouldn't recommend this for kids as much. I played this. Yeah, I played it with my own kids, and they felt like, well, how come you get that ability?
Right.
It felt like other people were cheating.
Oh.
So
the asymmetry threw them off.
That's right.
Okay.
So who I would play this with is, if you ever played Axis and Allies, like NATO would be a wonderful person to play this with.
Right.
There's enough familiarity, but enough difference that it feels fresh.
So people need to have played the game to really kind of sink their teeth into this one.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That was my number 10 pick.
And a good nostalgia one to boot.
That's right. Now, this one is hefty, and I think you're going to really enjoy this. NATO absolutely wouldn't.
This one prior to the video, Flash. That
Crossbows
good.
And catapults.
Oh.
So there's a lot of pieces in here, and I think this one we actually have to get it out of the box just to show people because
it's worthy, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. So I haven't done the best job organizing it.
Oh, these are huge honking blocks.
Yeah. So essentially, what you now
do you build? Is it like Lego-y?
It is. It's very much Lego. And so I played this game with my 11 and 12-year-old. And I did not think they would like it because I thought it would be too young for them.
Right.
And they loved it.
Don't mind me, I'm just building some Lego
for sure. Do it up. Get it going.
So, Flash,
so
this is awesome.
You build your castle over there.
Yeah.
I build my castle over here.
With real bricks. Like
big ones, yeah.
Real nice.
But they don't really click together that well.
No, I was noticing that.
Because the idea is you're going to be blasting them apart.
With the catapults and the crossbows.
So there's different types of ballista.
This is awesome.
Crossbows, of course.
It kind of reminds me of a giant toy box, to be honest.
It is. So if you're looking for a game that you can just play with your kids and have fun, it's essentially structured play, I would say. So the game is really simple. You essentially play a tactics card, and the tactics card adds variety to the game. So at the start of your turn, it might bring a new guy onto the battlefield. It might give you an advantageous position.
Excellent.
Or sometimes, like, I might be able to bring this over, and it's like a helicopter shot. I bring it over, and I can drop it down.
Just kind of like, excellent.
Really, you're trying to, like, I'll have 5 of these guys to start out.
And there's a few of the blueies.
That's right. And
very good.
So as soon as the goblins are all gone, then you're done. But so what you're doing is hiding them.
The enemy.
Yeah, that's right. And so you'll have a jail cell over there, and I'll be trying to blast open the jail to free one of my guys. And it's just a really fun game for kids.
Well, I got one that loves Lego, and I got another one that loves building. So I think this is like
for sure.
Ho-ho!
As an adult, it's a little embarrassing that this is on my list, but I am shamelessly choosing it anyways.
I love it. I love it, Flash.
I think it's fantastic.
Okay, so this is number 9.
That's right. Not for everybody, though.
Not for everybody. Let's go to number 8. Which is Courtesans.
Courtesans is
about it.
Perfect pocket-sized game for me.
It's very nice.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. There's a little mat that rolls out.
Is that cloth?
It is cloth. Yeah, now, I do have a few minor gripes with the game, and
this is one of them?
That's one of them. But
that's what the box is for.
Let's get to the positives first.
That is what the box is for.
Great big cards, nice and shiny, really simple to play. This is a mom and dad or a grandpa and grandma kind of game. Anyone can learn it. You don't need a complex set of rules. You just sit down and start playing. And the object essentially is you play a card to your opponent, a card to the middle row, and a card to yourself. And you're either trying to add negative values, positive values to either influence yourself positively or to hurt your opponents.
Negatively. Okay.
Really straightforward. There's a little bit of luck involved. If you choose your cards badly, I mean, if you don't get the right matching, then it's
you're stuck.
You're stuck. But I think that's what makes a great family game with grandparents. That strategy guys aren't going to dominate every single game.
No. Okay, because it's luck of the draw to a point.
That's right.
I love it.
So that's Courtesans.
Awesome, Flash. And I think, you know what? Next time you just roll it in the reverse way, and you'll slowly but surely work out the kinks.
This is why you get paid the big bucks.
Oh, yeah. That's it. Okay.
Awesome. Fantastic. Okay.
Number 7.
Number 7. This is Tales of the Arthurian Knights. And it's a essentially storytelling game. And again, I need to get this one out because there is a set piece in here that is
it's just
gorgeous.
Really, to die for here. Awesome. Let's check
it out. The board is a little incidental. That just triggers what types of stories you're telling.
Those are your... Oh,
but this is the
boy.
pièce de résistance.
The centerpiece. This is an actual... This is a book.
It's a tome.
Oh, it's a tome.
Look at that, eh?
with little flippers.
So...
Oh, Flash.
Now, I do have another choose-your-own-adventure style game on my list. But this one is not as high as the other one because this one is a little more luck-driven. There's not as much in terms of hints that guide you to optimal play. So if you're a person who's a fan of choose-your-own-adventure books where do you want to go this way, that way?
Yeah.
This is a great, it's a fun game.
Like, this is almost 400 pages.
That's right, yeah.
Of a manual.
It's huge.
Wow, of a tome.
Lots of options,
Wow.
lots of depth. And essentially what you're doing is building your knight, adding values, and nobody really loses. So this one I actually played with my kids again. It was really good for the kids because
no matter what path you
win
take.
less or you win more. So if you get absolutely slaughtered, it means you get minor benefits.
Right.
And if you really choose well, then you'll get strong
Major benefits. Okay.
Lots of story. If you're a narrative person, you'll enjoy it. I think you would enjoy this one.
Excellent.
And
okay.
again, I think you could play this with your kids and really...
Because there's no losing scenario.
No, that's right. So, yeah, absolutely.
Everyone goes home happy.
It's a lot of fun. So that's
Flash. Excellent.
WizKids.
Love it. Okay, Arthurian Knights. All right, number 6, Flash.
Number 6.
Now this one puzzled me. Radlands. I seem to recall this one being a little bit of an earlier release game.
2021.
Okay.
However...
All right, here's the caveat. Here it comes.
2024, the Cult of Chrome expansion came out.
Okay.
32 new base camps.
Okay.
10 rebalanced camps. So essentially, the reason this is on the list is not because of the expansion. That's just... It came out this year, just recently. It was actually at Gen Con.
But you've recently just
discovered
it. You just discovered it this year, too.
And I just got into this game. It's a fairly light...
And he's very good at it. Just so you know,
Thanks, buddy. Yeah.
He's crushed my bones every time we played. It's driving me crazy because I love Netrunner, and I'm decent there, but I can't figure this one out.
Now, nowhere as deep as Netrunner, but if you like that head-to-head, there isn't necessarily the asymmetry, variable player powers, where each of your different bases have different powers, but it's just how you spend your resources to try to chisel through the opponent's lines and how you put up meat shields to block them.
Yeah, exactly.
So, a fun little game. This is the fancy version of the game, and of the two versions, I would absolutely recommend you get this one. It gets
the
fancy
fancy
mat and everything. Yeah,
it's nicer.
It's beautiful. Okay, so that was number 6, Radlands.
Number 6, Radlands. Okay,
so
Flash, over to you.
Into the coveted top 5.
Oh boy, here we go.
Okay.
And it's a small little box.
Yes, it is.
And it's a wrapped box. Isn't that puzzling?
Yes, it is,
a game that you love so much.
So
do tell, Flash.
Well, one of the benefits of having a YouTube channel is that we receive copies of games, and we play games so that you don't have to, and we'll get 10 games, and of those, one of them will be a keeper that you want to get to the table all the time. That was this game for me.
Yes.
I would say this is a slight step up. It's from the same company, Pandasaurus, as Courtesans. This would be the ma and pa kind of game. This would be the girlfriend slash spouse slash friend game.
Yes.
I would say light to medium strategy gamers.
It's a great little puzzler.
It is.
Yeah, we've played it. The three of us, LT here. I love it.
So when we get a copy of the game, I actually played it this week with 3 friends, and they all loved the game, and I lent it to them. And so coming into the studio, I was like, oh no, I've lent the game away. I can't show you guys the copy. But luckily, I had 2 copies of this in the house that I've bought for Christmas presents. Hopefully, we release this video after Christmas so that the people receiving it won't
know who's getting what.
That's right. Nar is essentially a game where you've got Vikings and you're sending them into your tableau to build certain powers that you're getting. You're trying to get more powers than everybody else.
Yes.
You can get passive victory points. You can get immediate victory points. Or you can cash in all those Vikings, send them out to an island to claim that island, and then you can get some later game bonuses, which can really push you to the finish line.
Yes,
so
correct.
Surprisingly, tiny box, but it takes up most of the table when you have 4 people.
It does, and it's a lot of fun, and quick little game.
It is
snappy.
a quick, absolutely.
Yeah, you're done in under half an hour.
For sure.
That's great.
Yeah, really quick.
Yeah.
And it's the kind of game, the first time through, you're like, oh, okay, I kind of get it. And by the end of the first game, you say, now I get it, let's play again.
Rematch. Yeah, that's right.
It's one of those games.
Absolutely.
So that's
totally
awesome.
agree.
What do we got
number 4. Another fairly hefty box.
This is
and
hefty.
I've heard you talk of this one. Fractured Sky.
Fractured Sky. So
Flash, do tell.
this is the deluxe edition.
There were some fancy things in this, I believe.
Is there? Just check that out.
Flash.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Oh, you are not now. I have not played this one.
Now, on the surface, you might wonder, you've got all these beautiful components. Is the game worthy? And it absolutely is.
Really?
For sure. So I think even in a lesser version of the game, it would still really stand up.
Oh my gosh, those are beautiful.
Oh, they're magnetic. You've got little...
They're magnetic?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
so,
jeez.
A little bit of a bluff going on here. But this is a game where you can try to get more information than other players. You can try to bluff other players, and you're just trying to work to outposition them. It's a Euro-esque game,
okay,
but there are elements of combat as well. So it's a quasi-Euro, I would say.
Okay.
But really fun game. Again, one that I've played this with the kids. I've played it with adults. It's a little heavier. So
is it? Okay, so the kids might be a little bit, it's a bit of a more of a learning curve.
Yeah, it worked for them because of the miniatures and the imagination.
So
was
they were bought into it.
But there's a lot of strategy in this game. So if you like a puzzler and you want to play with, like, I would play this with you.
Definitely.
Any day.
Yeah.
So.
And now we get to the top 3, Flash.
Top 3, yes, we're getting down to it.
Number 3.
Brass Tacks. This is from Osprey Games, and it's essentially Undaunted Normandy, Undaunted Battle of Britain, that whole series. This one is set in space. You've got mechs, you've got drones that can sort of fly out and scout for you, so it changes that scouting mechanism a bit. But again, I've played it with my kids, and there's a whole bunch of maps you can play, a whole bunch of scenarios.
Yes.
There's a story to go with it. So there's a balance of deck building, narrative, and tactical play on the board.
Okay, and it wasn't overwhelming?
No, I didn't. I found it quite easy to learn. And because if you've played any of the other series, you know what to expect.
Right.
And so you're trying to wean out the bad cards from your deck and beef up your deck and focus on eliminating your opponent as quickly as possible, capturing points on the board. I thought it was fun. We
played Undaunted Normandy here, and we've also played Callisto, and I found I loved Normandy.
Yeah.
But Callisto, just, I don't know. I think it was maybe the outer space bit.
It didn't do it
just
for you.
didn't fit into, I guess, because I had Normandy in my mind of more like, you know.
Well, if you want to see this man's top 10 list of 2024, he and NATO are putting one together. We'll link to that now.
Yes.
And if you haven't subscribed...
Will this one make it?
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, that's right.
We'll wait and see.
If you haven't subscribed, if you haven't liked the video, please do that. Helps us out quite a bit.
Thank you.
Now we are getting into the...
Final 2.
Final 2.
Okay, and number 2. Now, this is one I have been wanting to play.
Yes.
You have raved about it.
No surprise here. Arcs is such a fantastic game. And I actually have to show you something that's
I gotta see it.
A little bit special in this.
I kind of want to see it because I've been...
I have to show them before I show you.
Okay.
But check this out here.
What are you looking at there?
The silver we've got here. And we've got this
Is
little...
that Cole Worley?
We've got this little robot here.
Oh,
yes.
and Kyle Farron.
So we got to meet both of them at Gen Con.
Fantastic.
And Kyle Farron, he added a little extra robot there. A lot of fun. But that's not why I chose this as my second favorite game.
But it is a great game.
It's an amazing game.
Tell me about it, Flash.
It's really cool. People describe it as a trick-taking game. It is.
Okay.
The trick-taking mechanism just sort of determines the turn order.
Okay.
I talked to Cole Worley about this, whether it's a 4X game. He thinks not. And but it's a very light. There's a little bit of exploration. There's a little bit of extermination.
Okay.
You're working around the board. You're discovering new cards that can help your cause, and it's a lot of fun.
Is there a lot going on?
There's a lot, yeah. So this is the heaviest game on my list by far.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And it will take you a number of plays to get used to how the game plays, but for me, it's a nice, compact space opera.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Really, really solid game.
Okay,
but there
is one I'm looking forward to.
But there is one game that I enjoyed even more.
Your number 1.
My number 1 pick.
Of course. And I am looking over right now. I'm seeing it. I'm getting a little sneak peek. And Flash, I can't disagree.
And I
can't disagree.
You are part of the reason that I like this game so much. We had a really fun time.
We had a blast.
All of these games on the table, there's a different place at a different time for them, right? So we've got family, storytelling, 2 players, heads up, grandpa, grandma. This is a medium weight strategy game. Nostalgia. Getting into heavier strategy with these. For me, this scratches the war game itch with Undaunted 2200 Callisto.
Right.
But
what does this next one do?
This game here was just the experience that I just relished. I wanted a game that just immersed me and made me say I need to get more of it. The game, War
War
Story.
Story.
Yes.
Wow, yes.
Occupied France. So
I can't disagree. It's awesome.
it's unbelievable.
It's a fantastic game.
Now, I'll get to the downside of this game later, because if you value what we're saying and you're looking for games that you want to get into, you need to be aware of the full picture on this one. But what I loved about this was just when we played this game, my head was so in there in the trenches, and it felt like, okay, so the game begins, if you haven't played it, essentially with choices. You get a storybook and you get a choice. Do you want to go quietly in a boat and approach softly, or would you rather parachute in the middle of the day and see what happens? And this game is, I would say, an upgrade on Arthurian Knights. This serves a different function, but this one I would say is a tactical narrative game.
This game will punish you if you mess up.
Yes.
If you make a bad choice, you will get punished, and it will be costly.
Yeah, and so you have a certain amount of tokens. So there's time is one of your units of measurement, which if you run out of time, then you'll miss certain events. And you need to time when you appear at certain places, and the game is smart. And what I love about this game is there's such an elegant design in terms of how it tracks what you've accomplished while you go through. So if you've talked to this person, they'll give you this intel, which will give you a benefit later.
Right.
And as I said, it's a tactical narrative game. So you play the story, but then there are moments where you open up a map and it says, here's where you are, here's where the German soldiers are, and where do you deploy? It does.
It zooms in on a scenario, on a certain situation that you're in.
Yeah, so you get to, and so we played it cooperatively, it would be like, okay, where do you want to put your guys? Let's put the sniper here, and we'll move these forces in. And then the game says, oh, did you have a character at position A? Oh, you didn't.
Then turn to this paragraph, right?
Yeah. But the funniest thing is, no matter what happens, it's like, did you have somebody here? Yes, you did. Oh, boy.
No! So, that's right. How many did you have? Only one? Oh, boy.
That's right, yeah. So I was on the edge of my seat. It was a ton of fun. I've played this with a bunch of different people, and I've loved it with every single group.
Has it always been a positive
It has been.
gaming experience?
So
awesome.
That's the downside, is I would say you can get about 6 plays out of this.
Yeah, and there's 3 scenarios in the game, and maybe 2 each, right?
Yeah, two each easily. I've played the first scenario a couple times, and there's major pathways you can take, and there's different times you can explore. And the second time through, you'll have more information about the scenario.
That's right.
So it's a little bit like cheating, but if you want to improve your scores, a game that I would compare this to is Time Stories.
Yes, totally agree. Yeah.
And I love that game, but I love this one more.
Yeah.
So.
Agreed, Flash. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I love this game too, and the same kind of complaint that it's but luckily for you and I, our memories are a little short.
That's right. So
in about a year's time, you could probably, if you don't remember all the little specifics, fire it back up.
For sure. So let us know what your top 10 games are, and in the meantime, get out there,
get gaming, and be legendary.